Hello everyone and welcome back to the Bare Thread. So I've done some more sewing, some more Christmas sewing. So I already have my Santa hoodie that I made. that swallows me up with its hood. And now I also have made 3 tops that are matching tops for me, my boyfriend and my son. So I found this fabric. I was actually on Little Legs to buy fabric for my boyfriend to make him a Christmas top that was a bit more subtle, a bit more demure, but still Christmassy. So it was like holly leaves, I think. And I was all set to buy that fabric, and then I saw this fabric in the sale and it's a bit more Christmassy, a bit more, it has Santa on it, it has reindeer, it has Christmas trees. I mean, it's definitely not the most in your face Christmas fabric. There are like worse ones or better ones depending on your perspective, but I bought this because it was cheaper than the holly would have been. But I was then umming and ahhing about what to do with it because I wasn't sure if my boyfriend would really appreciate this design as much as the holly design. I mean, to be clear, he has not requested a Christmas outfit at all, but he just doesn't own one, and I think that is a crime against Christmas. And I'm very into Christmas now and seasonal living now that I have a child. In particular, Christmas has like, it's like a I don't know, like a new chapter of Christmas. Like, it's just become magical again, like from when I was a child. And it's very exciting, and I just think that we all need to have Christmas outfits. So the fabric I got was a remnant, but it was like 2.2 meters, so that's quite a big remnant, I think. It is cotton jersey, so it's really nice quality jersey. It was like £27.50, so fabric is just really expensive. But with that much fabric, I did theorise and was proved correct that I could actually make something for all 3 of us. I did have to add in some existing red fabric for me and my son because I didn't have enough. I did just drop everything on the floor. I did sort of prioritise my boyfriend's, but I did spend a very long time placing the pattern pieces out on the fabric on the floor to make sure that I could get all the pieces out that I needed. But I did make my boyfriend's, and his is the one that is all Christmas fabric. So it's really hard to show on screen because even though he's not that big, men's clothes are just so much looser than women's clothes that they just always seem massive to me. So this is the Liesl & Co Metro men's t-shirt, and it is the long sleeve version. He does spend most of the year in a t-shirt, and I'm in like 4 jumpers, but somehow he manages absolutely fine in just a t-shirt. But I did go with long sleeve because it is going to be worn in the winter time, and just so no excuses that he can't get out of wearing it. It's a fairly simple pattern, so you just have the front, the back, the sleeves, and then the neckband, and then the end of the sleeves and the waist is just hemmed. And I put it all together on my overlocker. I'm so excited about my overlocker. I love it so much already. And I sewed all 3 of these tops entirely with the overlocker and was like, I could just leave it like that because I had overlocked the ends, the bottom of the waist and the ends of the sleeves, and I was like, that looks kind of neat enough to me. But I did decide to actually turn them over and hem them and just sew them with a zigzag stitch on my sewing machine because I thought that my boyfriend and possibly my son would actually prefer it that way and would think it looked a bit weird with just the visible overlocking. And since they were getting theirs hemmed, I thought I may as well hem mine since I'm just hemming everyone's. But it was so quick to overlock them. I can see why people love their overlockers because it just seems so much quicker somehow. To like, given how long I spent placing the pattern pieces out on the fabric to try and cut the fabric out for all 3 tops, actually sewing it all together was so much quicker. But yeah, this is my boyfriend's, and so he has the full length sleeves in the Christmas fabric, and then the whole thing is just Christmas fabric. So matching to that is this cute one for our son. Like, how sweet. Just so sweet. So this is the something. I think it's Simplicity. Oh, that might be McCall's. McCall's 8660, I think. I'll have to double check that. So that's a pattern that has a few different options. I think there's the dungarees, the trousers, a skirt, and then the t-shirt. And the t-shirt is for knit, and I think all the others are for woven fabrics. So it's just a straightforward, simple t-shirt. It just, again, has the front, the back, sleeves, and the neckband, not waistband. It only has a short sleeve option, so I did think I could extend it, perhaps using one of his another pattern that I have for him that has long sleeves, but I don't actually have that many, and I kind of just didn't want to have to blend patterns together. It had already taken me so long to like figure out what I was doing. And I was also using this red fabric that I had left over. This is also red cotton jersey. I tried to make my boyfriend some underwear, and it was a horrible pattern. It was with the worst instructions, and then they didn't fit him at the end. So I'm actually repurposing the fabric that I used for his underwear for these sleeves, so that's nice, isn't it? Don't worry, it's all clean because he didn't wear them because they didn't fit. And then I did also do his neckband in 2 pieces rather than 1, and I don't think I necessarily needed to do that because I think I did have fabric left, more fabric left, but I was just trying to use up as little as possible, and it was just, instead of just having like a strip cut out the middle of a big piece of fabric, I just did it in 2, and it worked out absolutely fine. So it's a little bit patchworked, but it looks kind of intentional. And I think it looks really cute with the red. The red works really well with the red of Santa, and I think it also just breaks it up a little bit and also makes it a little bit less matchy-matchy with Daddy's. But with it being a short sleeve, he's going to have to wear something over the top probably anyway. Then I made mine. So mine is the most patchworked and therefore slightly the most weirdest, but here is mine. It is a long sleeve top because I always get cold, so a t-shirt wasn't going to quite work for me, but I didn't have enough. I didn't have enough of either fabric to make the full sleeves, so I was going to do it all in red because I did this side all in red. I had to patchwork these together, so this bottom part of this sleeve is actually in 2 pieces. The top bit was just, I was able to get that in 1. And then I did have a red bit that I was trying to use for the middle, and it wasn't working. Like, it was getting really complicated, and it was looking really awkward as well because there was more and more seams being added to the sleeve. So I just decided to just cut them into straight lines and then just do a strip in the middle of the Christmas fabric. So I have Santa on my arm. I did a really bad job clearly cutting a straight line. I realised this when I was sewing the sleeve together, because like they don't line up very well. If it'll like focus and you can see that, but I did try and like fudge it together when I was sewing it together, but clearly I just didn't cut that strip of fabric very straight. I was just clearly eyeballing it and making it up as I go along, as always. So I don't know if this looks a bit weird now, to be honest. I kind of wish that the sleeves were just fully red or fully patterned. I do have some of the Christmas fabric left, so I could do another sleeve in Christmas fabric, but only 1. So I could have 1 full Christmas sleeve and 1 full red sleeve, but I also think that might look weirder. Might look like I have some kind of robot arm, or like some kind of, I don't know, like one of my arms was different. And since there wouldn't be any other red fabric, like it might be different if I had like a red neckband or red somewhere else to like balance it out a bit, but I don't know, I think that might look weirder. But I do think it looks a little bit odd with this like Christmas stripe. I could cut the other sleeve in half and add it onto there, but I'm not sure I want to do that because I'm not sure that I really like the way that it looks. So I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments about which sleeve is better and what you think maybe I should do. I think I'm just going to leave it unless it looks ridiculous when I wear it. It is a novelty Christmas top though, so it's going to look silly. I mean, there is an inbuilt silliness to this anyway. And we're all matching, so it's going to be ridiculous. It's just going to be ridiculous. I highly doubt we'll wear them all together because it might be a bit much. But probably like me and my son, or my boyfriend and my son, probably not all 3 of us at the same time. Never know. Boyfriend might be overcome with Christmas spirit and just want to wear it all day, every day. This top is the Wardrobe by Me top builder, t-shirt builder, which I've used before and didn't really like it, and was like, it doesn't work for me. They're quite long, the top that you get from it, so I did make it a little bit shorter. I did choose the shorter length. I was like, the fit doesn't work for me. I don't know what it is about it, but all the tops I've made from it, they just haven't worked. I then pulled out of my wardrobe, from like my summer stuff that I've packed away, the last thing that I made using that pattern, tried it on, and it fit really well. So I don't know what I was on about. I don't know what my brain was telling me, but in the past I hadn't loved the pattern, but it actually seems to work. So it might just be the fabric choice, because this is like a nice cotton jersey, and some of the other fabric I think was a little bit lighter weight and a bit clingier as well, whereas I don't think I'll have the same problem with this being like super clingy. And I did go for the shorter option because the t-shirts had been a bit long in the past. I will say that that wardrobe, that t-shirt builder, whatever it's called, you have a bunch of different options, which is why it's a good pattern. So you have like a bunch of different necklines, a bunch of different hemlines, a bunch of different sleeves. But when you are tracing out the pieces, because it's a paper pattern that I've got, when you're tracing it out, it's quite confusing. So I already had some pre-traced out pieces, and I was looking at them and I couldn't figure out what they were for and what size they were, because stupid me from the past didn't write on what size I'd actually traced. And I was trying to figure it out, and I had some pieces that didn't seem to match any size. So I traced them all out again, basically, and I didn't have any, I ran out of my pattern tracing paper, so I had to use like greaseproof paper from the kitchen, which is basically the same thing. But you just don't get as big a roll, I guess. But yeah, that also took me a while, because once I realised that I wanted to use it, it then took me ages to like, I had to try and figure out all the pattern pieces and trace them all out and stuff. Luckily it is, again, quite a simple pattern. So this one I just did like it's like a crew neck or like a small scoop neck. I can't remember how they describe it. They definitely have a scoopier one, and they have a V-neck and they have a boat neck. So this I think is like maybe like a slightly lower crew neck or a high scoop. I can't remember what they call it. And then it has a straight hem at the bottom, and it just has the neckband and the sleeves. They're like basically exactly the same, all three of them, like the construction and everything. And so it's fairly straightforward, but it still was a bit of a pain to copy out the pattern pieces. Yeah, but those are my 3 Christmas matching tops. This is my Christmas hoodie. I don't think I'm sewing any other Christmas clothes this year, but we'll see. Let me know what you think in the comments, and please do give a like and a subscribe.